بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله نبي الهدى محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My dear brothers and sisters, I would like to share with you quick advice during this difficult time that most of you are going, and that is during your tests and major finals. And I wanted in short to remind myself and you also of the fact of striking a balance in all of our affairs in this dunya, and that includes the time of your finals and tests. Striking a balance is a very important concept of our deen, and that is to have a total always link in this dunya, between this dunya and the hereafter. Unfortunately, a lot of students end up striking no balance at all when it comes to the times of their finals. When it comes to the time of their tests and finals, they end up really reducing on the amount of their connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by cutting short on their salat in jama'ah in the masajid, or by cutting short even in doing jama'ah together as roommates, as groups who used to pray jama'ah in the library while studying. They end up doing it individually. Why? Because they want to cut down on the time, they want to get it done with and go back to resume their studying and finishing up with their readings and reviews. And that really is completely wrong. Why? Because that's directly or indirectly indicates that that person thinks that his total success depends on solely the amount of study that he or she does. And not to say that this is wrong, but to think that it is solely depends on that, this is absolutely wrong. Why? Because as believers, we always think that the number one success is for us to depend completely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to ask Him for His total tawfeeq and success, and to open our hearts to comprehend and understand things. So this is how you need to look at it. So it is really completely the opposite. You need to connect more with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You need to prolong your salah and to make dua in your sujood, and that is the closest connection between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is in sujood, to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for total tawfeeq. And that explains to you why a lot of people end up studying less but making much better than others who studied way more. And why? Because simply Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the tests easy for them. They have got tests that basically covered the materials that they know and they comprehended. And this is how we need to look at it, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the total tawfeeq. So we need to strike that balance of always remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and put Him first, and then depend on the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has requested us of doing, and that is to take the measurements and the tools and means of total success by studying, of course, and being well prepared and not delaying studying toward the end or toward the last minute, but rather be fully prepared. And in conclusion, also I wanted to remind you of some of the tools that helps you inshallah ta'ala be totally successful on the test. And that is, when you're ready to take the test, always remember Allah and say Bismillah, and also say the ayah and the verse in Surah Taha 25 verse 25, and that is Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri, and that is roughly translated, O my Lord, open for me my chest, grant me self-confidence, contentment and boldness, and ease my task for me. And that is roughly translated. And also say the dua of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allâhumma la sahla illâ ma ja'altahu sahlâ, wa anta taj'alu al-hazana idhâ shi'ta sahlâ. And that is also roughly translated that you say, Oh Allah, there is no ease except in that which you have made easy, and you make the difficulties, if you wish, easy. Remember this saying and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for total success. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah ta'ala, to open your heart and to give you total success in this dunya and in the hereafter. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.